can jump on with us occasionally and go through stuff like this. So tell us a little bit about what you're going to talk about, and then the floor is yours.
Okay, I'm just grabbing my water. One sec.
Okay. It's important to be hydrated on Zoom calls, especially.
It is, especially if I'm talking the whole time. All right, so today's presentation is how to find sellers in a low inventory market. It's kind of lengthy, so I'm going to try and go through it quickly, but if I'm going too quick, you know, stop me. And if you have any questions while I'm going through, feel free to interrupt as well. Okay, share screen. You'd think I would remember how to do this. Okay, here we go.
Everyone, just as an FYI, while Morgan is doing that, remember today is tax day. So I hope you've paid your taxes. If you don't, and you're not on calls for the next week, we'll assume that you're in jail. And we'll send you a cake with a file.
There's an extension, Doug.
Oh yeah, there is.
Don't steal my thunder, Nate.
All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So how to find sellers in a low inventory market, tips top producers use to get listings in a tight market. So this is just a quick agenda. We're gonna go over where listings come from, top producers reveal what's working, how to find sellers most agents overlook, 10 ways to get more listings now, and then we'll do a quick summary and wrap up everything. So if you're not generating business from people that you know, people they know, or your past clients, you're missing out on 66% of the business. That's a huge number that you cannot afford to address, not to address. 75% of millennials aged 30 to 39 are the group most likely to seek a referral from their network of family, friends, and social sphere. So where do people age 30 to 39 spend most of their time? Anyone?
On the internet.
Exactly. So social media, online. A recent study conducted by real estate website The Close asked agents where they gained new clients from in the past year. And here's what they said. 16% was cold calling. 18% was print ads. 26% was buying leads. 33% was online ads. 44% was posting on social media. And 83% was referrals. So, so your online presence matters, posting regular content and engaging so you can get referred. In fact, social media was only second to referrals at 83% for obtaining new clients. So that's pretty huge, posting on social media.
That's way more than 100%.
That's way more than what?
That graph was way more than 100% if you add them all together. So.
You see my face? I was like,
Well, I didn't put the graph together. These are what you know.
Just having fun.
Realtors put the graph together.
And you can't trust that shit for sure.
All right. So the first place to get more listings is your past clients and sphere of influence. I think most of you already know that. So who here has listed a home from your past client or sphere of influence in the last year? When I see Felicia, awesome. So this is where your best return on effort will come from. So this guy, Jimmy Burgess, he came up with a pretty cool strategy. Any of you, would you be open to an idea that could generate 11 million in your listings in 90 days?
No.
No? All right, Nate, time to get off the call. Time to find somewhere else to go. So Jimmy Burgess is a realtor in Florida who did just that with this one idea. And what he did was went through his database and identified past clients and prospects from the last year who hadn't sold their home. He had all their contact information, including address, phone, email, etc. And he decided to do a CMA a day for 90 days for those people. Let's call it the 90-day CMA. So the first thing with people, past clients who own a home or other people you've spoken with who you know currently own a home. 2, you'll need to access the MLS to show comps. You should be good there. The third thing is a screen recorder. Almost any screen recorder will do, Zoom, BombBomb, Canva. And then the fourth thing is Google Earth, and that's free. So I am going to play a quick little video for you guys so he explains what he did.
I want to show you basically the couple of things that I tied into. I used Google Earth on this. The reason I liked Google Earth is if I'll start this, you'll kind of see it begins to rotate. There's this 2D portion here. You'll see when I click the 2D portion, it flattens out on top of it, makes it look super high tech. The other tab that I had pulled up was the tab for the sales and the comparable active pending solds for the condo that I was doing. This example was a past client of mine in Adagio. So this will give you an idea of Adagio condos. I'm gonna just let this play so you can kind of see this, and I'll stop it to talk about it as we go through. Hey, Karen, it's Jimmy Burgess with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services down the beach. Just want to check on you guys. So notice how this is kind of moving and rotating right here. I'm just reaching out to them. This is the condos. You'll see how I show them the condos, and then I push the flatten out button with the 2D. Just push this 2D button, now 3D button. So I'm showing them, it gives me the ability to really show them visually what we're looking at. They can also see me, which gives that connection there. And then I'm gonna just fast forward a little bit to show you kind of what I go to next. The next thing that I go to is that I pull up the comparables. And now I'm just gonna walk through. You don't have to remember the comparables. I'm just gonna go through and talk about the sales prices, the averages of what things are, give a range of value, and then at the end, what I do, and I just kind of go through these, at the end, then what I do is I just simply say, I hope this is valuable to you, and I want to make sure that you know that I'm here if I can ever help in any way. If you guys are thinking about possibly selling, let me know, and I'll be glad to get you a more distinct value just by doing a quick walkthrough of your place. I did 72 of these. These are folks that I had talked to, that I had built a relationship with. Also, this is my building pipeline going forward with people, because I then put them on the calendar to do another one of these in 6 months.
Okay, so has anybody used anything like that before where they're sending a video like a BombBomb or anything like that, talking to their clients or trying to find listings that way?
I think the closest thing that anybody's doing right now is Brandon has started recently doing like a weekly market recap of what's on the market, which I'm sure you've seen, Morgan, which I think that shit is just staggering to see those numbers. It's like, okay, in all these towns, what's available single family under 250? And it's like Raleigh, there's like 8 listings, which is nuts. So I really see the value add in this, and that's what we're talking about constantly, right? It's how do you bring value to the people that are paying attention to what you're doing? And this is huge value. And it doesn't mean that everybody has to act on it right now. A lot of what we do is planting seeds. And that's why we talk so much about being visible and putting yourself out there, because you want to be the reference point for folks when they think about real estate, right? You're never going to be that person if you aren't doing these things. So I'll shut up now, but I love this. This is great.
All right. Yeah, well, I was just curious too, because I thought this was such a great idea. So I wasn't sure if anyone had used this yet.
I want to show you basically the couple of things that I tied into. I used Google Earth on this.
Sorry, we just played that. Sorry. Okay, so here are the results from Jimmy's 90-day CMA. He did 72 CMAs in 90 days. Your results will vary, of course, based on your past clients and connections. So 11.2 million listing, 9.1 million sold, and 227.5 GCI earned. Anyone else here want to make that kind of money?
Well, I got a question though.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know like how many of the 72 equal that? Because if there are 2 houses that are 5 mil and 6 mil.
Well, just looking at that screenshot, it looked like the average price was like 720,000.
That's what I was just going to say.
So, you know, pretty high, but still don't really focus on the number, focus on the outcome.
The results, exactly.
Because every market is distinct to what's going on there. It's also a lot more expensive to live in Florida in this part. So, because the jorts cost a lot more down there than they do in Eastern North Carolina. That's completely directed at you, Nate, because I love you so much. But the point is, I think we need to focus on how little time he put into this. And I know that we all feel really overwhelmed because you're prospecting and you're showing homes and you're writing offers and you're dealing with other agents, which is completely exhausting a lot. But you need to think about the value add that you're providing to people versus the amount of time it takes to put something together. At this point, we can pretty much all run comps in about 10 minutes, and that's giving you a lot of time, right? How are you using the skills that you have to show value to your sphere? That's what this guy's doing, and what he's getting out of it is, don't focus on the GCI, focus on the amount of people he's able to help, because the GCI always works itself out. Go ahead, Morgan.
Right. So those were the results. Next is just kind of figuring out the hourly rate. So this may seem like a lot of work at first, but let's break down the ROI. So we take the GCI of 227 and divide that by the 72 CMAs. That equals about 3,000 per CMA created. It took Jimmy about 30 minutes per CMA. So 30 times 72 is 36 total hours to create the 72 CMAs. And then using the 227 GCI divided by 36 hours is an hourly rate of, you ready for it? $6,319 per hour. So, I mean, this is obviously a great idea. Like Doug was saying, don't focus on those specific numbers. It's going to be different everywhere, but just the results in general from this one activity that he did was just amazing results.
I think one of the things to really take away from this is we're all busy, like I said before, but you can't underestimate, and you definitely don't want to undervalue that people are paying attention to what you're doing. Okay. But if you're not putting out there what you're doing, people can't pay attention to it. Right. So be visible. I mean, it's just the age that we live in. That's how people know that you're successful, that they know that you know what you're doing. That's how they come to trust you, as they see what you're doing over time. And we've pretty much all seen it to a degree. Your sphere starts to come out the more and longer that you put things out there. That's all this guy's done, right? He's just putting stuff out there. Go ahead, Morgans. I'm sorry.
You're fine. So the next thing, of course, expired and withdrawals have been have been a staple of listings for years. And I know what you're thinking. What's expiring in the current market? Nothing. We're seeing agents having success calling expireds and withdrawals from 3 to 12 months ago. A word about soliciting expireds. In a few rare cases, the property listing may have expired, but the seller is still under contractual relationship with a realtor. So it is a violation of the NAR Code of Ethics to solicit listings that have a contractual relationship with a listing agent. So just make sure you ask whether or not the seller is still under contract with their first realtor. If that is the case, thank them for their time and wish them the best of luck. It is the soliciting realtor's responsibility to verify that they aren't violating this rule. It's rare, but better to ask and be certain.
It's good to cover your bases. And also with any calls like this, you should start by, and honestly, in this market, that's probably going to be the case 9 times out of 10 is I'm trying to find something for my buyers who can't find anything. Or are you still interested in selling? Start the conversation that way. And then you can matriculate over to, are you still thinking about selling your home? We can help you with that too.
All right. So here are a few tips for success with expireds. The first one, don't try to conquer a huge area. Pick 1 or 2 cities that get a good flow of expireds and stay consistent. Don't spread yourself thin because it gets daunting when you're spread across the whole country. 2, call new expireds between 8 and 8:30 in the morning only. Why? Because by 8:30 in the morning, everyone you talk to is angry and they've already talked to 20 realtors. After 8:30, call old expireds, which expired a year or later. 3, be authentic and kind in your approach. These people have already experienced not selling their home, and they don't need you to tell them you're the best or that your marketing plan is amazing. So here are a few tools that can be very helpful when prospecting. Espresso Agent, Vulcan 7, and RedX provide expired and FSBO leads. They also offer enhanced services, including CRM, lead management, auto dialer, email, and video marketing. There are some differences you'll want to check out, each to find the best fit for your needs, but at the base level, they all offer expired and FSBO leads. Here's an example of the RedX dashboard of expired, FSBOs, and what they call geo leads, which we can talk about a little bit more in a minute. The numbers have been scrubbed against relisted homes and the do not call list. So if you see a number, you're okay to call them. Of course, another source of potential listings is FSBOs. As mentioned, you can get access to FSBO contact information using platforms like RedX and Vulcan 7. FSBO sales have declined over time, and FSBOs now account for 8% of total home sales. Statistically, nearly 70% of FSBOs list their property with an agent after about 4 weeks on the market as a FSBO. So FSBOs can be a great source of listings. Reason for selling FSBOs, the top 2 reasons that FSBOs are selling without an agent. 41% of the FSBOs didn't want to pay commission. Maybe these numbers add up correctly this time. 56% of all FSBOs sold the property to a relative, friend, or neighbor. So they feel less of a need for an agent because 56% of all FSBOs already have a buyer. These are the most difficult tasks for FSBOs. Instead of calling with the same script every agent uses, why not offer a solution to their biggest challenges? So the first one is preparing the home for sale, and then understanding the paperwork and getting the price right? Like if they're not doing this every day, how are they supposed to understand all the paperwork and get the price right and prepare it correctly? They don't. So they usually end up giving up after so long. So they're still, it's good to just put your name out there and be seen so that they know who to call when they give up. So people are tired of being talked to when they're being sold to. When you call a FSBO, your initial approach could be, "Hi, this is Nate with the Oceanair Realty." Oops. You may not know me, but I've sold quite a few homes in your area and noticed you're still looking to sell at whatever address. Is this property still available? I'm not sure this is for you, but would you be open to some helpful tips on how to prep your home for sale and understand the paperwork process? And then a great follow-up question might be, I'm in your area often. When would be a good time for me to swing by for a couple minutes to preview your home? So people, wait a minute. Am I on the next page? I am. Okay. So people are tired of being talked to like they're being sold to when calling a FSBO. Your initial approach could be, "Hi, this is Doug with the Oceanair Realty. I'm sure I'm not the first agent to call you, but how open-minded would you be to collaborating with any real estate agents to bring you buyers? This is intriguing for them and a way to see how open they are to change directions." And then a great follow-up question might be, I'm in your area often. When would be a good time for me to swing by for a couple minutes to preview your home? The next one is circle prospecting. So another way, this is another way to drum up listings. Circle prospecting is one of the best ways to find seller leads. Circle prospecting is a lead generation strategy that relies on the premise that your homeowners who live nearby your recently listed or sold homes will want to know about it. And will possibly be more likely to sell. So think of circle prospecting as building a mini farm area that has direct interest in transactions in their neighborhood. RedX, has anyone heard of RedX before? Okay.
Yeah, I used to use RedX. Like our first year, I used it for calling expireds.
Okay.
So yeah, I've used it before.
Okay.
For most everybody that's on the team now.
All right. So then you're familiar with it. They have a service called GeoLeads that help you with circle prospecting. So here's how it works. It targets neighborhoods, just listed and sold prospecting. And then oh yeah, so what is it? Okay, this is the GeoLeads. So imagine being able to drop a marker on the map and grow your sphere of influence within that neighborhood of activity that you're targeting. Instead of focusing that lead search for you, expired FSBOs, et cetera, GeoLeads lets you focus your lead farming in a particular geographic area that's actively selling. You could even filter your results by how long a property owner has owned their home, say at least 3 years or more. This is ideal for just listed or just sold prospecting, as well as working to develop a geographic farm. This feature lets you see who lives there, if they own, rent, and their contact information. Does anyone remember what this is? But really, I have to ask that because I don't know if you see any videos where you're asking a kid how to work one of these things and they don't have any idea how to even dial a number. So anyway, the phone is still a great way to connect with your past clients and leads. It's also a great way to enhance your circle prospecting results using a tool like RedX. Here's a sample script. If you're circle prospecting using a just listed or just sold approach, hello, my name is Felicia. I'm a local real estate agent. I'm calling about a property that I've listed in your neighborhood. I'm working hard to get that property sold for my clients. Are you aware of anyone who might be interested in moving to that area? And do you know of anyone looking to buy or sell in the next 30 days? Have you considered buying or selling this year? And then here is a survey script. Hello, hello, my name is Krista. I'm a local real estate agent in Raleigh. We're doing a homeowner survey. Do you have any plans of selling in the next 12 months? Yes, I'm curious to know, I'm curious what's making you think about selling in the next 12 months. So those are just some quick ideas to kind of stir up those conversations. And then Sly Broadcast. Has anyone heard of that, or has anyone used that here? I've used this a couple times. So it's a ringless voicemail marketing software. You can call directly to voicemail and send thousands of ringless voicemail drop messages directly to your contacts in just minutes. Reach mobile phones and landline phones in the United States and Canada. Not that you guys are selling in Canada.
I honestly had a similar thing before that I used with one client in particular because I got tired of talking to her because she was a time suck. And it was, it is a good tool when you need to leave somebody a message, but you don't want to get caught up
Exactly.
in conversation. It's also good when you're doing a little bit of quote unquote cold calling just to get things out there.
So there are a lot of different strategies to the circle prospect for listings. You can cold call, run target social media ads, do direct mail. Here's one from Christina Griffin. She's a top agent in Tampa Bay, Florida. Last year, her team closed 440 transactions. So she used Sly Broadcast. Using Sly Broadcast, she sent out more than 1,200 voicemail messages in a 2-mile radius related to a new listing. She received more than 175 calls. She received more than 175 return calls in 1 hour. So that's
Wow.
pretty big. I mean, it was 1,200 voicemails, but she got 175 phone calls returned. Where are we at? Okay.
And guys, this isn't dissimilar from what you do when you use the bulk tools in Boomtown. All right. It's a similar approach. It's the shotgun approach. You're reaching out to people in bulk, providing some value and seeking to show them how you can help them and asking what they need or giving them evidence of how you help other people. So it's a very similar approach. And we're talking about it in a different way, but it's still the same thought process.
So the script that she used is, this is Christina Griffin with Griffin Group at Coldwell Banker. We just listed a home in your community. If you know anyone looking to move, give us a call. And then from those 200 calls, Christina and her team managed to get 2 new listings and 4 closed buyer deals. While Sly Broadcast can work great, let me close this out. While Sly Broadcast can work great, it won't work great for everyone you reach. Some people might consider voicemail spammy or just won't respond when you call. In order to maximize your response rate, it helps to blend in other marketing materials like postcards, text, phone calls, targeted social media, and door knocking. So the next one is Furbos for rent by owner. And then RedX Furbo service finds non-owner occupied vacant properties, AKA absentee owners. And like a personal assistant, it filters out leads managed by property management firms and highlighting numbers on the DNC. Investors with vacant properties want to talk with you, or maybe want to sell or buy another investment property. Oops, sorry. And then these leads generally haven't talked with a bunch of other agents by the time you have talked with them, so they're more open to talking. And then there's 3 types of absentee owners. The first one is owners by default. You know, the low-hanging fruit, rent due to circumstances. 2, active investors, diehard investors. And then the third one is reluctant liquidators, you know, that would cash out but want to avoid the capital gains tax. Prospecting Furbos works because most prospectors are just focused on expired and FSBOs. So these leads generally haven't talked with a bunch of other agents by the time you talk to them. Next thing is social media, which I know we've touched base on before. So let's look at a couple creative ways to use social media to generate some seller leads. Have you ever gone fishing? What do you need to catch a fish? Anyone?
Pull.
And what else? What do you need?
Bait.
Okay, so bait and have your line in the water. You can't catch a fish if you don't have a line in the water. Do you have followers on your Instagram or Facebook? Post a poll. Are you planning on selling? Polls drive engagement and you get some interesting data and drive conversations. People will actually DM you if they want more information about selling.
That's really good. It is important to remember and I can be the worst person at this. I post, but what is my post doing? Is it just being visible or is it driving engagement? At the end of the day, you want to drive engagement. Morgan, which most of you probably know, is on my team for LLS. Her post yesterday was amazing because it was a video and it was straight from the heart. And that's so much more than probably like the 10 posts I've done just sharing a graphic. And those are things that I need to remember to be good at, whether it's, you know, something like that or business related. It's, you know, do something that people are going to react to. You have to get used to being visible, but then you have to go the next step and do something that people are going to engage with. So just keep that in mind. And that's what this is talking about.
And to touch base on that, Doug, like, and thank you for acknowledging that. That's like an activity of, or a good example of an activity of putting your, you know, self out of your comfort zone.
Mhm.
I hate doing videos. I hate doing this, honestly.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's one of those things that you put yourself out of your comfort zone, you do it, and then you see the results like almost immediately. And so,
And you did too with your post yesterday, which was amazing. And that's the thing that people really have a hard time getting past. It's like, I don't want to put myself out there. I'm really self-conscious. I don't want to be on video. People, let me be 1,000% transparent with you. No one is judging you like you're judging yourself. Just do it because people love to see it. Just go do it.
mm-hmm. All right, so you've seen home value ads before. This one has a few twists. Here again is another example of showcasing you as the local expert. Lots of people offer CMAs. The Rossmann team changes it up in 3 ways. 1, they put the average home price increase as their headline. This makes it real for people. 2, the high quality Ariel drone photo plus the pictures of the agents anchors them to the community. And then 3, they have a call to action of get quote. So there's no confusion about what the next step is. See the Facebook message they received. My boyfriend and I are looking into selling our home. We're unsure what price to ask. That's not a lead. That's a come list me. They're already perceived as experts. This is not, and this activity is not, run the ad once and you're done. Frequency breeds familiarity, which builds trust. So you want to be more consistent about these type of posts. This is called the Facebook phishing. It's another line in the water. You've heard agents should be a local expert, right? Are you telling people or showing people? So here's Cole Realty doing a 1-minute market update for the Chattanooga River Club. See the house they're standing in front of? That is the house everyone sees as they drive into the neighborhood. So if you live in that neighborhood and you see that home, you stop scrolling immediately. So this is a way to show yourself as a local expert, and you can retarget those who watch your video to grow your audience. So 1-minute market update in front of the neighborhood, and then retarget your video watchers. Okay, this one is a bit more focused on buyer activity. How many of you have seen the Redfin migration report before? Nobody familiar with it? Okay. So since COVID-19, many companies have adopted a permanent work remotely option for some employees. This means we're seeing a migration of people leaving certain states and moving to others. So you can use this tool to run a report to see if there are large concentrations of people leaving a particular area and moving to your city or state. In this example, you can see there's a huge influx of people leaving the Bay Area in Los Angeles, California to Austin, Texas. So how you use this is you would identify where your customers are moving from. You create helpful content and guides specific to each region. And then you want to put your content on YouTube using keywords, Instagram with hashtags, and then advertise it on Facebook in their local area. For example, moving from the Bay Area to Austin, here's what you need to know. It's a great headline to get their attention. You can also use this to entice sellers to list with you because you have a marketing strategy to reach the incoming buyers. So here's what this would look like on Instagram. The 3 steps: research relevant hashtags like moving to Austin. Hashtags are the equivalent of search on Instagram. People use hashtags to search for relevant content, and this helps your content get found. Create content relevant for people moving to Austin, moving to the Seacoast or Raleigh. Answer common questions, showcase cool things about Austin and the neighborhoods. And be the guide. Help people build engagement and people will choose you. Here's what that would look like on YouTube. YouTube, of course, is the 2nd largest search engine right behind Google. Instead of hashtags on YouTube, you have keywords. You can research what keywords people are using on YouTube to find content. Once again, the process is create the content relevant for people moving to the area, answer common questions, and showcase cool things about the neighborhood. And of course, again, be the guide, help people build engagement, and the people will choose you. So email, when done effectively, is another way to drive listings from your past clients and lead database. The problem with most emails in real estate is they all look the same. They're templated, impersonal, and offer little value. The key to email is making it relevant and personal. Too many agents just set it and forget it, and that's what your email list does. They forget you. So agent Connie Carlson decided to talk about the elephant in the room. Think about it, a seller becomes a buyer before they list. So she's dealing with the #1 concern potential sellers have: will I find another home? She sent a BombBomb video to her database. The subject line was, do you need to buy, sell at this time or at the same time? One of the main reasons homeowners aren't selling is because they're not confident they'll find a suitable home to buy within the limited inventory. So Connie opened up her calendar for those that are in this situation. She's saying, if this is you, let's talk about it. So here's an email you can send to your database. which it just says, hi, whoever, I'm reaching out because a lot of my clients and networks are now making plans for the fall and I want to stay updated on yours. I know plans can change quickly during these times. Which of these would you consider to be your current situation? And I've seen similar templates kind of like this, but I just thought these were really good subject lines to put out there to really gauge where the client is in their situation. So the first one is, I have no plans. I love my home. I'm planning on making a move soon. I'm thinking about downsizing. I'm thinking about buying an investment property. I'm curious about how COVID-19 is affecting the real estate market. Let me know because I can provide some useful information and I'm happy to meet in person or virtually in the next week. Looking forward to your response. So it's not a boring templated newsletter with the banana bread recipes that most people tune out. It's an offer to help anyone who is within those categories of planning, thinking, or just curious. So this email got a 72% open rate.
And guys, this is basically step one of our drip email campaign, right? For our qualifies. It's just on the opposite side. It's for buyers and not for sellers. So all we're doing is repurposing this. There's no reason you can't send this out to, say, all of your watch or archive and say, hey, it's a hot market right now. You registered because you were looking at homes. Are you planning to sell your current home? Do you own your current home? Are you planning to sell your current home? Let me show you the value that you have in it right now. Let me show you how much equity you can take out of it. Something like that. I mean, these are not really high level conversations that we're having, but it's a huge value add to people. And that's what we're all about. It's about adding value, right? It's not about having a conversation. It's about what can I bring to the table for people. So think about that.
Yeah, so I knew I've seen it in some of your templates before, these questions, but like you said, it was opposite end. So really good idea. The next thing is HomeBot. I don't know if any of you have heard of this. This is something that I can do through Movement. I haven't yet. So I don't know all of the details to it exactly, but I can always get more information if any of you are interested. But HomeBot provides your consumers with an in-depth data regarding the local housing market, the estimated value of their home, options for selling and financing, the equity in their home, and more. It's an incredibly powerful tool for your seller leads. One of the keys to seller leads is having an effective lead nurture strategy. So real quick, like I was saying, like I don't have this set up on my end yet to send out to like my clients or agents that want to use this. But so my dad works for Movement and he did my loan. So he has HomeBot and has me set up on it. So what this does is I get an email like weekly or every other week or something like that. And it just gives me an update of like my neighborhood, how much my house is worth, how much the houses are worth around me, any houses that are for sale or just sold. So it gives me a really good idea of like what's happening right around me. So I guess it's monthly. So it sends monthly personalized financial digest to homeowners. It's very engaging and is proven to drive conversations with your database. If they have questions about their home value, selling, or financing, they can just click within the monthly digest and we receive notifications of their specific interests so we can engage when they're most interested. So as a lender, we're teaming up with agents to co-market leads together. So when they're checking this information out, we get notifications and we know that they're looking to possibly sell, or in my case, finance if they're looking at, maybe cash out, refi or something. You'll receive notifications and be prompted to reach out based on each user's interaction. So you can see right there, it shows like Holly believes that their home is worth $26,000 more than the automated valuation model estimate. Their house has 4 beds, 4 baths. So it tells you about the home and then list of updates. So just another really cool tool that gives you more insight to different neighborhoods. And again, we can also use this for past clients that we close on. We can set them up on this, and who knows, with having this information, they might circle back around. You can integrate the HomeBot into your CMA strategy to capture seller leads automatically, adding those leads to the monthly HomeBot Financial Digest. You can use it to create instant offers for sellers, integrate it with personalized video and more. Is that cool or what? You can literally do a video in here. So if you want more information about using HomeBot, like I said, you can reach out to me. I can get some more information for you. And I need to get set up on it anyway. So if anyone is interested, I mean, it's just gonna motivate me to get that information quicker. So direct mail, direct mail is not dead. Direct mail can be very effective if done consistently, and it can work very well with circle prospecting if you're using multiple mediums like phone calls, door knocking, and targeted social media. Here's an agent, Joanne Labuda. She's ranked among the top 1% of agents in the US. Her top lead strategies place a heavy emphasis on direct mail, email, social media, with integrated with calling to her database. So these are her top 3 strategies. The Gary Keller's 33 touches, calls, direct mail, email, social media, and then the Geo Farming quarterly newsletter. Here's a good example of a postcard educating homeowners on local market data. This showcases your knowledge of the local market and may help to motivate home sellers to take action and contact you. Also, as a reminder, I can do flyers like this for you guys, including this next one. So like if you guys have a listing, an open house, if you want to do a local neighborhood, like if you want to try and get listings in a local neighborhood, like I can go back to this one real quick. You know, you pick a neighborhood that you want to focus on, and we can put together something like this, you know, the facts of the local neighborhood, or, but I can co-brand it with your picture and my photo as well. So if anybody ever needs something like this, reach out to me and I'm more than happy to help you. So this is an example of an expired postcard, which of course can be sent to the other expireds to demonstrate your ability to sell a previously expired home. This is a seller success story. 7 agents previously attempted to sell this house. So this was a really cool way for this agent to share this story and post it on social media. So who are the buyers you're working with who are qualified, ready to make an offer, and want to live in a specific area? This is called the magic buyer letter or email. You send this letter to neighborhoods you want to get listings. You could use this with your circle prospecting also, or email it to a database. So it basically just says, you know, Dear Morgan, I'm currently helping my clients in Raleigh look for a new home. Oh no, my new clients. Okay, so I'm sorry. Dear Morgan, I'm currently helping my clients, Stephanie, look for a home specifically in the Holly Ridge area. Stephanie, and explain, I don't know why it says and explain. Okay, so I'm explaining the client's reason for moving and what has attracted him or her to the area. They're pre-qualified, do not need to sell their home, and are highly motivated. With the current low inventory of homes available, we are contacting homeowners in Raleigh area who may be thinking about selling either now or in the near future. Should your home meet of our buyer's criteria, we can quickly bring you an offer. No need to fix up, prep, or stage your home. No need for the inconvenience of multiple property showings or groups of people walking through your home. We have buyers lined up. We are a full service real estate firm, and this letter is a sincere attempt to find a home for my clients. If you're interested in selling, please contact me to set up a no obligation appointment to determine if your home could be right for Stephanie. Regards. So again, just another example of a way to ask people if they're ready to buy their house or if they're thinking about selling. You already know that open houses are a great way for real estate agents to meet new buyers. Have you thought that these buyers could also be potential sellers? Many will likely need to sell their house first before buying the next house. So something good to keep in mind. When someone visits your open house, the first question to ask is, do you own a home in the neighborhood? That way you can identify a potential future seller. Using an open house app to check people in allows you to capture people's information. Perhaps the potential sellers are not quite ready to sell, but are testing the market. You could ask them if they have a home they need to sell, offer to keep them up to date on the market through HomeBot or your CRM, and build your database. So quick summary of everything that we just went over was the past clients and sphere of influence, the 90-day CMA, expired and FSBOs, circle prospecting, social media, Redfin migration report, HomeBot, email, direct mail, and open houses. So, did anybody get any good ideas from this or anything that they want to try and implement that they haven't tried before?
I think there's a ton of good ideas in there.
Yeah, there's a
Go
lot.
knock down some doors. No, I'm kidding.
You go knock down those doors.
Threaten them. Threaten them.
Let me know if you need backup. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you again, of course. And if anyone has any questions on any of this, or if you want me to send you some notes on it, I think there's probably like the fact sheet that I sent last time. So just keep me posted and let me know. Did anyone have any questions with any of it?
I think
Definitely
some
agree
really
with
good takeaways in there we need to talk about as a team and figure out how we can implement it, not only as individuals, but maybe as a group altogether too.
Morgan, we just reach out to you directly if we want to have you do any of that marketing stuff for us.
Yep.
Okay.
So I've sent everybody individual invites, but I can resend it because I have a like unique link for everybody. So you would just click on it, set up your profile, and then from there, any of the advertising that you need, or the flyers or whatever, just let me know what type you're looking for, whether it's open house, a listing, the neighborhood thing, and then we have so many different options. So if you let me know what you have an idea for, what you're looking for, then I can give you a couple different options. But yeah.
Morgan, what's the turnaround time for those?
So it depends. If it's like a listing or an open house, you can upload the information and then I can create it within minutes. If it's something specific that you want customized, that would take, we have a whole department that can customize things too. So I can do that, but that usually takes about a week or two.
Okay.
But
How
anything,
fast are you on it? I'm going to have you do some for my listing coming up.
yeah, anything that's a basic though, or that you have the information for the listing or whatever, you can upload that information and it's a pretty quick, easy way.
I haven't done that in forever. Would you mind? I don't remember how to get to that link.
Yeah, I'll resend it to you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have any other comments or questions for Morgan? Okay. Well, thank you so much, Morgan. This was really great. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. No problem. You guys know how to reach me if you have any other questions that come up.
Thanks, Morgan.
You're welcome.
Everybody hang tight for just a second after Morgan drops off, okay?
All right, let me just close out of this. All right, guys, you guys have the rest, a good